Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com, our weekly live Q&A. So this is for our Patreon and YouTube channel members where they can contribute with questions. They've been able to send in questions in advance. And if you're a YouTube channel member, you can also join in on the live chat. So if you can hear me, let me know. I see we've got a few names in there already. We've got Knoxwave, we've got Kaylee, we've got Matt, we've got Bubba Trolling. Hello to all of you. And obviously as well, everyone that else is watching, that's watching live, and we make this available for everyone here on YouTube. And they also put up an audio version a little bit later on the podcast feed. So let's jump into it. We've got loads of questions and stuff today. A lot of them to do with the quarterly results and the ad tier and everything that's going on with that one there. So usually what I will tend to do is I will sort of do the pre-done questions and jump in and out the live chat. So if you've got any questions and you're in the live chat, you can send them in. If you want to become a member, you can do so to put in some questions. You can also use the super chat function, which that all of this all helps towards funding What's on Disney Plus, like paying for software, paying for all kinds of stuff. So I'm a big thank you to everyone that is a member. Right. Okay. So let's start off with question number one. So Babak asks, do you think Disney is going to be losing subscribers with this price hike? If you didn't know, Disney is going to be increasing the price of Disney Plus in the United States. Well, it's not. It kind of is and it isn't. It's going to be two tiers, basic and premium. Going to be launching on the 8th of December. Basic is going to be $7.99 a month and includes ads, and then the $10.99 will get you the non-ad version, which is AKA what we've got now. So it's $3 more a month to have exactly what we've got now. So it's technically a price rise. Do I think they're going to lose some subscribers? Yes, I think there will be some subscribers that will not want to upgrade to $10.99 to have the ad-free version, and they maybe will not put up with the ads, and maybe will just be like, I'll just jump back in when there's Marvel or Star Wars or something like that. So I do feel like that's there. I don't think there's going to be as many people as maybe we are thinking there might be. I think with the price being the same, people might be just like, well, it's the same price. I'll just have the ads. I'm not paying any more for it. And it's not costing me any more money. But I think there will be some people that will unsubscribe. Probably in reality, probably most of them will end up coming back at some point, when something comes on that they want. But I think they will definitely lose some subscribers on there. Matt says, with the new price increase on December the 8th, how much entertainment are they going to add, and will they add a hub for it? So there's quite a few questions about this with regards to general entertainment, because they did say during the quarterly results on Wednesday that there's going to be some more premium content of general entertainment to come. Still no real plan. I thought we were going to get a plan at some point. It feels to me now that if we are going to get an update on this, that might come now at the next, maybe around hyping up before the ad tier comes in, maybe around November when they're going to have to do the next quarterly results. I'm not expecting any news at D23 regarding this. I don't think that's going to happen. There might be some Disney Plus Day reveals of I don't know, maybe Only Murders in the Building is coming over, or Dope Sick or Dropout or something like that might be moved over, or Modern Family or anything like that. There could be some announcements maybe on Disney Plus Day to kind of hype up that element of it. I wouldn't be at all surprised with that one there. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you're on the live chat, let me know what are you going to do? Are you going to stay on the ad-free version, or are you going to go to the ad-supported one in November? Knoxwave says, I feel like Disney Plus will keep rising its prices like Netflix, and still they keep releasing lots of content on its service. Unfortunately, inflation is happening to everything. Every company is going to have to definitely, the prices are just going to increase. Disney was never going to stay that cheap that long. It was priced low to get people in. Kaylee says, I remember Chapek mentioned during his interview with CNBC that the price hike isn't entirely on inflation. He did grow out his beard, trying to grow out his Triple H beard. He definitely had it. There's a lot of comments online with Chapek with him looking like Jeff Bridges out of Iron Man, and being now the new villain. So that I thought that was quite funny with his beard thing. So if I grew out a beard, I could maybe go cosplay for D23. Not that I think that's probably the best place to go to be cosplay as Bob Chapek. But yeah, so I think also Disney Plus has to make money. and it can't keep running on a loss. None of the streamers can, and this is not just Disney Plus. All of the streamers have been built on this idea of getting enough subscribers, and I don't know if they thought there was maybe double the amount of subscribers, maybe 600, 700 million that they were going to be able to get, and they were going to get there, and then Netflix hit like 250, 300, and that's kind of like the top end. So there's no way they can keep going, and it has to make some money, because if it's not going to make any money, they're going to eventually close it down, because no business is going to run indefinitely with not having any. It's just not going to happen. All right. Mama says, what did you think of the announcements at the earning call? So obviously the price rise, I was a little surprised with the price being $7.99 for the standard price for the ad version. I thought it was going to be maybe $5.99 or even $6.99 to kind of make it look a little bit cheaper. I was expecting a price rise for the main one. I thought it was going to go to maybe $9.99. There was about $1 more than I was expecting. I was surprised that it went to $10.99. I thought it might have stayed under the $10. So that was that one in terms of pricing. The hitting the 15, getting nearly over 14 million subscribers wasn't a huge surprise, but it was a little bit of like the unknown of all those countries that they launched in. It's probably going to be a lot lower going into the next quarter of what that one's going to be. Kenneth says, I do believe he makes a point where it's not entirely on inflation. A lot of scripted content or announced cast and crew's got to make the donuts, and we, the consumers, are fitting the bill. It's like everything, like anything that gets sold. A company might sell it as a loss leader for a certain amount of time, but eventually it might kind of have to bring the price up. But also, the cost of the crew is going up, the cost of all the equipment that's being used, the software, the wood to make the stages, all this kind of stuff is costing more money. So inflation is part of it, but also it always was the plan to jack the price up. They need to make profit, and that's what they're going to do. Let's see what else we've got here. In terms of what other, that was the only real kind of announcement really, was the ad tier, which I'm glad they've got that information out now. It's kind of given everyone like 4 or 5 months to sort of let that soak in, get it out the way before D23 as well. Dana says, was well disappointed in the earnings calls and the price for the ad tier and the non-ad tier. They need to go low and then up the pricing. I thought they were smart. I think this thing is they've already done the low price. They've already done that, $6.99 and the $7.99 price. So they've already done low to get people in. Would the ad tier get any more people in, or is is this new tier just about trying to keep the ones they've got during a recession? I don't know. I mean, I as I said, I would have expected $1 less than it was. Dana says, if they don't add any more general entertainment onto Disney Plus, I think you'll see more cancelled subscriptions, but I have a feeling they will announce that when the ad tier goes live. Yeah, I 100% think with that is when they're going to put a lot of TV series on, because I think the reason is they can make a lot more money on big shows like New Girl or maybe like Family Guy and things like that, because there's so many episodes that you're going to see more adverts. So I think that works a little bit better than with movies. And also just to take the sting off of that price rise, I think there will be. That's what I'm guessing. But it's kind of hard because we talked about this general entertainment like almost before Christmas, and now we're nearly going to be going into next Christmas before this ad tier comes in, and then you're going to get. They're probably going to start adding maybe more over the winter. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they added some more in. And Dana also said it's obvious that they have not purchased Hulu yet, as they have included new Hulu pricing, which was disappointing. 100%. When I saw the bundling, it was like, yeah, they aren't ready. Hulu's not ready to be. They haven't made a deal or anything like that. It seems to be a while away. Got a super chat here from BK Dan. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you very much. Will Disney Plus put an ultra premium tier in the US to entice subs to get the R-rated content that they're sitting upon and open up Star in the USA? I don't think they're going to do an ultra premium. I think the way they've got it is, ad, and then you've got the ad. I think basic and premium is a good way. Ultra premium, I think that price dollars, the $3 or more, they're going to have to justify that, and I think they're going to do that with that content. It's also, I don't think it's working very well with Peacock, where you've got these different tiers of what you can see on, and I think that has, to get you to upgrade and stuff. I mean, whether or not they did a completely free tier to Disney and it was very limited, I don't know, but they might just use it with Hulu. But no, I don't necessarily agree with the idea of them doing an ultra premium tier. I think it might get a little bit complicated to do so. Katie said, speaking of which, when New Girl moves from Netflix to Disney Plus in the US, Disney should invite Barley to live watch since she's a fan of the show. Bailey, yes, Bailey from the. I've watched about 2 seasons of New Girl. I've not really got into it very much. I haven't fully kind of connected with that show so much. Ken had also said, what are your takeaways from the recent Disney earning calls? Are you surprised that they tempered expectations with their forecast, as well as their ad tier launching December? So we've done the ad tier stuff. I do think they were smart to get that expectation down 15 million. So when the people start unsubscribing, they're ready. And I feel like Disney are doing a very good job of kind of letting like Wall Street and its shareholders know that there is going to be a drop, and they're being very open about it. And I think that's a good thing. But also the good thing is, I think most like shareholders have understood the fact that Disney Plus Hotstar, I would essentially say like 10 million subscribers from Hotstar is equivalent to 1 million maybe from the US in terms of, I think it's RP, the amount of money they make per person. So that's a bit of a difference. Man said, why is Disney being so vague about its general entertainment plan for Disney Plus, especially after they announced a price hike? Because to me, the general entertainment plan is about the ad tier. That's what they're trying to, when they do this price rise, to get that content in there, but also they make more money from this entertainment. And I feel like they're holding a little bit back because they will make more money later. But I also think that what they've been doing in the US, tippy toes, they have been just kind of, they're letting little things go in there to get consumers ready for when this actually happens properly. America will be much more, be like, oh yeah, well, we've had Deadpool for a few months, and we've got Daredevil, and we've got this, and we've got that. Oh, it makes sense. And if they can keep doing that in the winter, I do think they need to put more. I personally feel like they should be adding like at least 1 series and 1 movie a week to try and just build that up much quicker. I mean, even do multiple shows a week just to kind of build it up a little bit. Buyback said, every streaming service has comedy shows. Do you think Disney Plus will be looking into that genre? There's a lot of comedy shows. ABC make a lot. The trouble is, I do feel now comedy's not working on the same level that it used to. You know, the idea of getting like sitcoms and things, comedy is very different now, and what was funny is not quite the same. So yeah, there's quite a little bit of stuff in terms of how we do it. And let's see some other live comments. So we did that one from Khalid. So Ricardo says, hi Roger, I did not expect the ad tier would come to Disney Plus so soon. Well, we knew it was coming this year. That was the thing. We knew it was going to be coming this year. I mean, they only literally snuck it in by about 3 weeks. That would mean by my current account that we would have cancelled that. My current account will be cancelled in November, and I should choose one of 2 ad options. So if yours is going to expire in November, you've got the choice of either taking out an annual subscription or going on to the monthly one where you can go premium or basic. Ultimately, it comes down to your finances. If you feel like the $3 are not, you can't justify that, or you don't feel that that's good, then maybe go for the ad supported version, the basic one. If you can afford it, I would recommend in November, before the ad tier kicks in, get an annual subscription then, because you're going to have that then for another year. Matt says, do you have any other do you have any shows like 8 Simple Rules, Aliens in the Finder? Not quite sure what you mean on that one. Kaylee said, I know Disney Plus Hotstar will lose subs due to losing IPO. However, they did get a sub increase in Indonesia due to WWE content. Could see India bidding for WWE streaming rights. I think in general, Disney are going to be trying to get a lot of sports stuff just to try and keep that content coming in. Speaking of, this is from C-Town, speaking of Asian content, I heard the news landed international streaming rights for the final Bleach art. So I have been seeing this over the weekend. I haven't reported on it yet because I can't find any kind of official information. And also the way that the information's being put out there, I don't know if it's global. It could just be for Japan, because Japan has a lot of manga and anime already that's not available internationally. So I am looking into this and trying to get some information on it, but Disney hasn't officially announced it. Obviously with the weekend, it might come in a bit later on. Hopefully we'll find out. But the big question is going to be whether or not it's international streaming rights or if it is just for Japan. Ricardo said, I saw a website saying there's a good chance the Hulk film rights will revert back to Marvel officially on June 2023. So that means Hulk, or they could release a Hulk solo movie. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about this. I think it was like 15 years. So that's coming up to about right. Just watch She-Hulk. Just that's going to be yeah, that's going to be it. Watch She-Hulk, and you're going to get basically some new Hulk stuff. I think once this deal is done out the way, then yeah, if they can make a Hulk solo movie, they probably will do. They could really do with it. I think like World War Hulk or something like that would be a lot of fun. Gary says Disney better add more Asian content once they raise the subscription prices because they need to justify that price hike. Well, they're going to be adding. They need to. We are going to get an international ad tier next year around the world, and they're going to have to add more content. I mean, you're 100% right. All right, let's see what else we've got. So Knoxwave said, I wonder when they'll release the trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy, since we're almost at the end of 2022. I'm pretty sure they will release it on at D23. Yeah, I'm guessing that's when we're going to see the trailer for that one. It would make sense, maybe get a release. I'm thinking that might be one of the Christmas movies, or yeah, it's kind of one of the December movies. That could be very much it. Though I wouldn't be at all surprised if Strange World hits Disney Plus on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or something like that. Yeah, so we've done that one. Let's see if there was any other questions up here at the top. Matt says, why haven't they announced more general entertainment? I think the trouble is at the minute is they're trying to slowly do it. They don't want to. It's still a long way away yet of how they're doing this general, but I would definitely think they need to add more. Barbara Trollin said, yes or no, if Disney lose 4 million subscribers and they added 5 million subscribers, I don't quite know what that means. They reported that they added 1 million subscribers. That will be the same for all of the streaming. That did not add new subscribers. That isn't the truth. I'm not quite sure what that. I don't quite understand that question. If you can put that one in again, Bubba, just so I can understand that one, that'd be great. Thank you. Matt says, why is almost all of the general entertainment put onto Hulu instead of Disney Plus in the US? Most of this is due to pre-existing contracts. These things were made years ago. And also, I think there's just a strategy in play that like ABC feeds Hulu and FX feeds Hulu. And then they had like National Geographic and Disney Channel were feeding Disney Plus. So there was a deal put in place. And it might sound, but because technically Hulu is kind of a separate company and is owned by two different companies, they will have contracts, even though it's kind of with each other. There's that kind of thing of it's still going to be contracts in place between stuff. Kelly said, to answer the question, I think Disney Plus will lose subscribers, but not dramatically. 1/3 will use it cyclically, and 1/3 will use the ad-supported tier, and 1/3 will use an ad-free tier. I think ultimately Disney Plus, with Hulu, most people sign up for the ad version. And I think that's just going to be the idea for it all. Thank you very much to BK Tan for becoming a member. Thank you very much for that one. Ricardo says, have you seen the Orville? Yes, I've seen all 3 seasons. I was a bit late on it. I only started watching it this year when they added it onto Disney Plus over here. It's a great show. I really enjoyed it. But I always liked Star Trek. I was always a big fan of like the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. So it kind of reminds me of that feel. Matt says, what's the prize general entertainment do you think they'll add on Disney Plus in the US? So I'm thinking we're going to start seeing some sitcoms. That would be what I would be, How I Met Your Mother, How I Met Your Father, maybe things like New Girl. Get those comedy ones on there. Maybe if they get Modern Family. Yeah, I think comedy, I think if they can get that on there, that would be good. I really, really would like them to put like Futurama, a Family Guy. Here in the UK, Family Guy is like literally always like the second or most watched show. Maybe some old seasons of Grey's Anatomy. Just more. Feed us more. Ricardo says, on 2016, there was a chance Fox could acquire Warner Brothers. You think the 20th century acquisition of Disney could still be possible? I don't think Disney could acquire Warner Brothers. I don't think they'd be allowed to do that. I don't think that would go through the law things. Matt says, do you think we could get an Orville season 4? Hopefully, if enough people watch it on Disney Plus, that could be a big thing. Gary also says Disney Plus also streams some of the same anime Netflix has. Both Disney Plus have Spy X Family. There's a lot of sharing going on between the streamings because what's happening is they're trying to get the local content up higher, and some of it is like legal requirements like here in the UK. So a lot of the independent companies are doing non-exclusive deals to kind of help each country like build. I mean, here in the UK, we've got so many shows that are British, but are also on Netflix and on Amazon. They're just all being shared around a little bit. Right, so let's jump into some of the other questions. Right, here we go. Let's see. We did that one. We did that one. And we did that one. Trying to find them all. Right. So Babak says, will Disney focus more on Disney Plus instead of television, or will they keep building both? I believe they're going to keep building both. They know linear is getting smaller and streaming is getting bigger. But I personally feel like they need to be looking at them rather than and or. It should be and. You know, we should be seeing ABC shows should be going to both. You know, Disney Channel shows go to both, and you know the people that are paying for cable are not, you know, maybe streaming. So you know, try and get it to everyone. Try and get it to all of them. That would definitely be the better way of doing it. I feel just to do that really. Yeah, I definitely feel that that's a better way of dealing with it. Babak also says, when the Hulu merger happens, do you think Hulu will get rebranded as Star Plus in the same as other countries? Right. So Star Plus is only run in Latin America, and that is basically the Hulu stuff plus ESPN in one. Star is just a tab within Disney Plus. There's a lot of, you do get a little bit of confusion a lot from obviously from the US with what this, you know, this is Disney Plus. It's not Disney Plus Star, it's not Disney Plus Star Plus. This is just Disney Plus. And you have all the options in here. And Star is just the same as National Geographic or Star Wars or Marvel or Pixar. It's nothing, anything special. It's not an add-on. It's, you know, we can see here all of our like Disney series and stuff are all interconnected. What's trending? It's all in one big pile. So that's with that one. Whether or not, I think Hulu's got a strong brand in the US, but I also wouldn't be at all surprised if Hulu carries on as a live TV bundle, maybe a fast service or something like that. I don't think Hulu's quite, I think it looks to me like Disney might even go the other way of just build up Disney Plus and just like keep pitting things on Hulu. It wouldn't surprise me if stuff starts being put onto both at the same time. Daniel says, how much general entertainment content do you think will be added in the US in December when the price rise increases? I hope a lot to avoid the US feeling ripped off. I think they will be adding a lot to make it worthwhile and to kind of get a buzz going, but they've not given me any faith that there's going to be a huge amount. Feel free to keep getting in your questions. We've got about another 15-20 minutes, so I'll go through we've got a few more questions that were sent in advance, and then we'll be on live questions for the rest of the show. So Matt says, what do you think of Hulu content being added to Disney Plus before or after 2024? We're already seeing it happen. We've already seen it happen with Love Victor and with and the Orville. So we've starting to see stuff coming over. We've had the Runaways. I think we're going to see more of this stuff happening, more things being shared. But also it's going the other way because Rise is actually going to Hulu as well. That's going next week. You're going to be able to watch Rise on Hulu. So they are going, and the Olivia Rodrigo, I think you're going to start seeing the lines just blending. And if they can't get out before 2024, by the end we get to the 2024, it's going to look so blurry that most people will be on Disney Plus by then, I suspect. Mao said, when will the September list for the US be released? So usually what tends to happen with the US list, that tends to come around about the 15th of the month. So from tomorrow onwards, it could drop any day during the week. It could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes it has been later. Sometimes it can be in the 20s. Sometimes it can even be like late 20s. And Disney's put out that list and it's half full. We pretty much know, I think, most of the stuff coming in terms of the originals. I mean, there's a lot of originals coming next month with Disney Plus Day. There's a lot of stuff. There's stuff every week. So we've already got a good idea of what's coming. Stuart says, could you see Disney freezing the pricing for Disney Plus with ads until, say, 2024, whilst raising the price for the ad-free tier to boost the perception of value? I could see Disney Plus being priced like Hulu. Yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's not a price rise. I don't think there'll be a price rise in 2023. I don't think there will be. Connor says, now that the Orville has arrived on Disney Plus in the United States, do you think that Seth McFarlane will get his other shows to follow suit? I really hope Family Guy, and American Dad. If they could get them on there, that would be a massive boost for Disney Plus. It'll be huge. Family Guy is so popular here in the UK. If I bring this up here, so this is like in the UK. So this is the trending. Family Guy. It's actually changed since this morning. That was Bluey this morning. Family Guy is up there, and then usually, yeah, American Dad's in there as well. All right. Connor says, could you see Hulu becoming like Now TV in the UK, which is mostly live TV and third-party content, with all Disney-owned content that would be on Disney Plus with new episodes? Or I think we're going to start seeing maybe next year after the ad tier launches, much more stuff being dual released, and just I think they're going to start blending the lines, because I think once they've got the ad tier in, they can make much more money on it. So. Right, so that's all the pre-done questions. So thank you very much to everyone that sent in their questions. Now we're going to be live for the last 15 minutes. So let's jump in here and see what we've got with the questions. So Gary says, is it true that Sammy Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy is only on Disney Plus for a limited time? I heard that it may be gone by the end of August. Haven't heard anything about it. Haven't heard any rumors of that. It could be limited. I wouldn't imagine they would have put it on for 3 months. I would imagine they've done a much better deal than that on there. So that is just a rumor. I haven't heard anything about that one. Ricardo says, I don't know by 2024 if New Girl would leave Netflix US according to the article, just like other famous TV shows being available on Netflix. I think it is coming up pretty soon. But yeah, I don't know quite when that's going to happen. Stuart says, when do you think the prices will raise internationally? Do you think they will wait for international ads first or have a price rise? I don't think we're going to see I think they will do what they've done in the US, where it will come on the same day. There'll be a price rise with ads, and then the same price for with ads. I think that will be coming in. As far as when it will happen, it's going to really depend on when they can sell those ads and get that one going. It could even be end of next year. We could be a year away from it coming in, or it could be like January. Gary says, for your information, Spy X Family takes more priority on Netflix. Disney Plus appears to be 6 weeks behind schedule, while Netflix gets new episodes as soon as they air in Japan. Crunchyroll airs Spy X Family stateside. So thank you very much for clarifying that. That's pretty good. See, there again, it all depends on these contracts of how they do stuff, of how they come in. BK said, I've been thinking that Disney Plus should make a bid for an exclusive comedy series like the likes of Netflix put out, like Dunham. Well, I think, in all honesty, they don't really need to make a bid. They can just buy them. I mean, you look at like the success of Abbott Elementary, which is made by Warner Brothers. They definitely can get sitcoms and stuff in, but it's very hard now making a sitcom that works. It's not that easy. Noxwave says, will Disney Plus add some more Sony films like Uncharted and other films due to the contract between Disney and Sony? So like Uncharted is a good example. So at the minute, it obviously got released back in like January, February time. After it's been like, I think it's 6 months or something like that, it will then go to Netflix, and it'll be on Netflix for 18 months for the pay one window. It will then leave there at the end of that. So that's 18 months away whenever it arrives. Then it can go on to Disney Plus, but we don't know if it's exclusive at that point because Netflix is in the deal. But yeah, it could, like Uncharted could be 2 years away. Morbius will be about 2 years away as well. Matt says, when will they add Thor: Love and Thunder? My guess is Disney Plus Day. That's my guess. I do not think it's coming now. I think they're going to get Labor Day weekend. I think they're going to announce it for Disney Plus Day. Noxwave said it would have been great if Disney Plus US and Hulu would stream the Disney Channel live in their service, along with other channels like ABC, Freeform, Fox. They might be able to do that once they get the ads in there. They might be able to do it a little bit easier. Yeah, they could probably. It depends if they wanted that. It'd probably make more sense for them just to make new channels and stuff and do stuff. BK said, old Netflix Marvel shows have been hinted at, but they're canon. Do you think these shows like The Punisher are straight up R-rated on Disney Plus? Do you think that shows like The Punisher? I think they are variants. I don't think they are exactly. I don't think they're exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure with this Marvel stuff. I think we're gonna have to see what happens with like Daredevil. Gary says, if only Bill Boxy Hulk series came to Disney Plus. Oh yeah, that's the see. I grew up on that one. I grew up on that classic series, and there was always that kind of thing. You rarely ever saw the Hulk. He was only ever in it for like a minute or two at the end. Matt says, "Will there be ads with Dancing with the Stars?" Oh yeah, if it's a live stream, they can bake it straight into the They need that. They ads are part of it now, so you are going to see ads on it. Matt says, "I like when they add new seasons of shows that put next to it, so you know." Yeah, I'd like to see when they add new seasons of shows. Yeah, I think if they could put a new option here, like make it much more easier that you can see like new episodes or something like that. It would make life a lot easier if they did that for sure. Kelly said there's definitely a lot of shows that are produced by Disney and a rival studio. I could see sharing streaming likes like Abbott Elementary is doing. The only thing with Abbott Elementary was like why they put out the announcement last week that they were sharing it with HBO Max. That would have been a perfect time to say it was coming to Disney Plus as well. So depends on what their contract is. They might only be able to put it on Hulu because that might be what Warner Brothers want. Matt says, I will say in non-ad cheer because I watch a lot of Disney Plus. Yeah, that's definitely how I feel with Disney Plus. I mean, I would probably it depends on my wife on Netflix whether or not we have the ad tier. But yeah, I don't like watching ads, but I tend to have to watch so many on YouTube. Gary says, I guess Sony's pay one window in Canada is with Amazon Prime. Uncharted is on Amazon Prime Video in Canada now. It's funny, I spotted it on Amazon Prime when we were looking through this afternoon, but it's still to rent. I'm waiting for it to pop up somewhere to watch. Because I like the Uncharted, I enjoyed the Uncharted games. Matt says, I need to add Abbott Elementary to Disney Plus in the US. Yeah, I think it would be a massive hit on Disney Plus if they could do that. Matt would also like to see some older shows like Home Improvement added to Disney Plus. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, let's get Home Improvement on there. Again, it depends what there might be some legal issues with the show. There could be music rights. They might not have the music rights to it. There could be pay rights with with who gets paid for it being on there. Because every time they get added on there, the cast and the crew and the creators and stuff, there's money coming down the line on these things. And also, it's a lot of the time I think a lot of it is music. Ken has said, if Disney does add a lot of classic TV shows, I hope they remaster the footage since some shows' footage aren't compatible with current TVs. And I feel this is definitely one of the issues with these classic content is there's a lot of stuff that happens with these old TV shows, and I don't think a lot of people are aware of the costs that are going to be involved in what they've got to do. It's got to go through legal departments, it's got to be restored. And Disney ultimately, and it's not just Disney, all the companies are all looking at it going, is this financially worth it? Are enough people going to watch this that it's actually financially viable to put on there? So there's definitely going to be, hopefully they put more on there. BK says, are you going to do open spoiler of She-Hulk after it airs on Wednesday night, like a day or two later? So usually what we do and we've been doing this for probably the last 18, well, probably 2 years really, is if you watch our What's on Disney Plus podcast on Saturdays, we will do open spoilers on She-Hulk. What we will tend to do is we do it at the end of the show. So that and also now with shows being out like a few days before, it was a lot harder when they were out on Fridays and the podcast we recorded the next day. James would have to rush to watch it. So we will be talking about She-Hulk that episode each week. So we'll be doing that for the next, and it's the same thing we'll be doing with Andor and all the rest. We will do full open spoilers. Just at the minute, there's not been many shows to be jumping in on. Yeah, so I have been thinking about whether or not we change that format around a little bit and do those spoilers, like the review bits, a little bit earlier or on a different day and stuff right after it. So, but that's something I have been thinking, but we'll get into that next season rather than right now. Matt says, I heard the live action Little Mermaid is going to be in theaters next year. What are your thoughts? So yeah, it's coming in. I think it's coming in the summer. I'm hoping we get a teaser or something like that at D23. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed Little Mermaid. I think was it Halle Berry? She's fantastic in Grownish. Yeah, did a new version of it. Yeah, I don't have a huge attachment to Little Mermaid. I only saw it in the last few years, so I don't. But yeah, I should be fun. Willie says, I think I will do add Elemental to my Disney Plus. So I think I will do it to add Elemental to my Disney Plus. Elemental is a new movie coming out from Pixar next year. So that'll probably be a few months after it's been out in cinemas. Knoxway says, do you think they will add the book of Boba Fett gets picked up for season 2? I think it's been a while since season 1 ended. My thoughts are if they get picked up for season 2, they will start productions after Ahsoka and Mando. My only thing with this is they might go with a different direction and just do an entirely new show, and it's technically Book of Boba Fett 2, but it's got a different name, because this is the good thing they can do with Star Wars and Marvel. They can keep giving everyone different names, and it's not like, or it's a limited series or it's special, and then kind of fluff it out a little bit more rather than doing extra seasons. I don't think I think Boba Fett will be back at some point. Matt says, do you think that Disney, a gallery of Obi-Wan Kenobi will be coming to Disney Plus? My guess is this is going to be coming on Disney Plus Day for the Star Wars stuff. It's either going to be that or Tales of the Jedi. But I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get a making of Obi-Wan Kenobi special dropping on Disney Plus Day, because also then it's got a couple of weeks till Andor. Knoxwave, I think it was the right choice that She-Hulk will release every Thursday to avoid Andor, since after Kenobi and Miss Marvel released at the same time, it was not a good idea in my opinion. So 100% agree on that one. I think moving She-Hulk to Thursdays now means that she gets her own day in the US. Actually, internationally, she's going to overlap with the Kardashians for a couple of weeks, but generally a different audience completely. I think it's good, because I think having Andor and She-Hulk arriving on the same day is not great. But it's not only that, but I think going with High School Musical, and then it's going to have, I don't know if it might be done. I don't think it'll be done by the time the Mighty Ducks come in. And then you got it. I think they do need to spread their shows out. I mean, if they got more than one big show, don't drop them all on the same day. Let's see what here we've got. Oh yeah, we did that one. Ryan says, why is my internet so slow? I don't know why your internet's so slow. It could be the service provider. It could be if you've got other people streaming on stuff. Depends on what your what plan you're on. That could all be part of it. Willie says yes, in 2023. Yeah, so Elemental is going to be coming. I assume it's going to be going to cinemas first. So yes. Baba says, Warner Brothers Discovery going to need to watch Disney Plus subscribers. I think they're all going to be watching each other's. And I think Warner Brothers Discovery, when they launch their new platform next year, that's some competition, some decent competition. Kelly said, I hope they keep doing this format. Hulu Stars Tuesdays, Star Wars Wednesdays, Marvel's Thursdays. I just like them spreading them out a little bit. I definitely feel like, because I think The Patient is going to be dropping on Thursdays as well. Just spread it out a little bit. Just give them all a little bit more room rather than having everything dropping on a Wednesday. It's pretty good. I like it when I think it's not next week, the week after. I think we're getting like LA Lakers on Monday, Only Murders on Tuesday. Then we got She-Hulk on Thursdays, and then we've got a High School Musical on Wednesdays, and then obviously movies and stuff on Friday. So yeah, I like having different days. Matt says, do you think they'll add some more National Geographic mature content on Disney Plus in the US? I think they will do eventually. I mean, like if I go here in the UK, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we have here in the UK that you don't have in the US yet. Like, for example, here we've got like Preppers UK, Surviving Armageddon. There's a whole host of different things in here. You know, The Link, Warrior Graveyard. There's a lot of stuff that we have that the US doesn't yet have. I don't know why they don't fully embrace. It would make sense to use National Geographic to kind of fill out the adult content a little bit more. And we got shows about drugs and all kinds of bits and pieces in here. So I definitely feel like it's a lost opportunity not to use National Geographic's content. When he says, because I'm liking my favorite elements from this movie. Yeah, Elemental should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what they say about this at D23. Matt says, do you think they'll do some more theatrical movies than just straight to Disney Plus? I think they are going to do more theatrical moving forward. I think like the Searchlight films and that, I think we'll see them more shift over next year than just being Hulu ones, because when they don't have the HBO contract that they have to worry about, they can, I think Prey is a prime example of a movie that probably could have had a good cinema release, but even something like Not Going Out, it only would have needed to bring in a few $1 million to probably pay that film off. It's not a big expense. So I'm expecting more stuff once they've got that HBO deal out of the way. But there's still element. I mean, I think one movie a month would be fine. I don't think we need one movie a week. All right, so if you've got any more last minute questions, feel free to get them in because we've got a couple more minutes left. And Kelly just said it pretty much exactly what I said. I believe that once the 20th Century's Pay One HBO deal ends, there'll be more theatrical releases from them. Yeah, I 100% agree there. I think they'll, and I think they might slow down on like feeding Hulu if they can get some more money from them. Something like Fresh would have been a good movie because they don't need to, because they're so much cheaper. They don't need to make as much. It's not like Fresh needs to make $500 million or $1 billion to, I mean, if it did, it would be great, but they only need to make so much less because the budget and stuff, and they don't need to advertise it as much. Right, on that note, make sure you go to check us out over at What's On at Disney Plus to keep up with all the latest. You can also find us over on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook. We also have a Facebook group which has over 215,000 members, so feel free to join up with that one and join in the conversation. Obviously, you can subscribe here on YouTube and on our audio platforms. Make sure you do check out our weekly podcast, which we do every Saturday. That's definitely, it's just where we have a bit of a chat. Yesterday's podcast was kind of just us really talking about D23 because we're both going to be there for that one and meeting for the first time. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Baba says, I'm sorry for the spelling mistakes. I have a disability. It's perfectly fine. It's only the fact of just how I read it. It's but just take your time. I will try my best to if there is any issues and stuff. But yeah, don't worry about it, Baba. It's not an issue at all. I will try my best to understand what you're saying. Kelly said, that said, I low-key want ABC to get SmackDown so they can get the WWE streaming rights in the US. Yeah, it'd be nice to me. It'd be save myself £10 a month. Matt says, do you think any of the new shows coming on ABC on Fox could be added to Disney Plus? I'd like to think so, but I think this year they'll just carry on with what they've been doing with the Hulu stuff. I don't think there's going to be any major changes ahead of the ad tier launching in December. Right, on that note, guys, thank you very much for joining me this week. I will be back next week with another live Q&A, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.